everyone, I'm Rosie and it is collage time. Now you may have noticed that I have a few pictures of the earth cut out already, and that is because today I want to create a collage that's completely centered around the earth. I thought maybe if we collected a lot of plants and animals and had them sort of radiating out from behind the earth, and we did sort of a Earth Day / nature sort of themed collage, that could be really beautiful. So I have these cut out already. I have a bunch of options because they're different sizes and different sort of color saturations and things, and I thought it would be best to have more options than less options. So once we collect our other items, we can start to pare them down and see which earth works the best. Like this one, a little small. If I found a bunch of small things, it might work. This one might be way too big and the things look really small in comparison. So I think we'll just have to see once we collect things what we're looking like. All right, let's get into it. All right, guys, I have so many things that I gathered. I cut them out already because I thought that would just be easiest for us to sort of look at everything. And actually, because I don't have to cut anything, I'm gonna move my cutting mat and we'll work directly down here. And I think, let me just drag everything on over. Let's see, I told you, I found a ton of stuff. And wow, this is gonna be a crazy collage. Let's just pick, for the fun of it, let's just pick this earth and just kind of like, so that's sort of what I'm trying to go for. Obviously, I think that we need to arrange things in a very particular order for this to look best. So I think what we need to do is take some of the bigger things. Okay, this is a mess. I'm pushing everything away again. Take some of the bigger things and sort of position them like this ant is facing towards the left, so we really have to, he has to continue facing that way. So if we take some of these bigger things and like this bison needs to face this way, and this rose probably should be facing like that. This bee is flying that way. So I think if we sort of arrange things in sort of how they have to be oriented based on what they are doing in their picture, and then if we sort of go from there. But I think the name of the game on this collage is just going to be arranging everything in the most aesthetically pleasing way possible. So let's do some playing around and see what we can put together. All right, this is looking pretty good. I think that maybe I need something else big down here. Like we have some big flowers and leaves and things to sort of be in the background, which I like, and I think there's sort of a gap here. Also, it's tough on the bottom. It seems like less of the animals, like a lot of them don't fit down here, and maybe they just need a big one. I have to find one that's sort of facing the right way. Maybe this lobster is big enough and should replace one of those. I don't know. I also think that I need to move this to a piece of paper. Kind of wish I had done that before I put everything down. I also don't know if I have a piece of paper big enough for this because there's a lot. Like, this is really big. So I'm not exactly sure on that front. And I also think that we should, well, let's just do it right now before I do all that. See if, you know, so this is gonna be a smaller earth. If it's not gonna work, I'm gonna mess all this up, aren't I? Oh man. Oh my God. I don't wanna blow everything away. Okay, that's pretty smooth. So like, I know we'd have to move everything in tighter, but actually maybe that earth fits a little bit better. It's sort of along the same lines. It's more saturated for sure. This one is definitely, you know, a little bit like, I just feel like maybe it's a little bit too big and it's taking up a lot of the attention, whereas this makes it sort of seem like everything's together. But I do think that while I'm doing all this other stuff, I'll cut this earth out because this might be the winner. I'm a little bit worried about these clouds that are going outside of the earth. But let me cut this out because it actually might be the best between both worlds. And I also transfer everything to a white piece of paper so we can see things a little bit better. The wood is sort of a distracting background. So let's do all of that. All right, guys, I think this is looking pretty good. There's a few things that I wanted to add that this is a delicate balance because I do want it to feel sort of like exploding with things, but I don't want to go overboard. I just want there to be the perfect amount of things. So, but there are a few things like this walrus I kind of thought I could fit in. Actually, I think this frog, I love him, but he's maybe hiding a little bit too much. And also this guy, I don't know, they just both don't really fit like they feel like they fit in. So what if we put the walrus over here? He's also facing the right direction. I think that's pretty good. Now I have like a gap up here. Also, every little movement, I'm scared the entire thing is like gonna collapse. I feel like if I sneezed, it would be over. I would just have to give up because everything would go flying and I would just be like, well, that was it. This was fun, but I can't do it anymore. Also this acorn, I need some, so I love how these three elements are sort of flying away, but there isn't really much down here. I do think this acorn is nice. Oh, I do have some beetles. I also kind of feel like it's just a little bit off center, or this bison needs to come out a little bit more or something. This leaf has to go in. That might be the ultimate solve, is just push that in there a little bit more. Whoa, again, you move one thing and everything else moves. It's very stressful. Okay, I also have this leaf, which I wanted to add, but I just don't think that there's room anymore. And this tree, I only got one tree in there and I kind of wanted, oh, there's this one too, which is smaller. I could fit those in. The problem is they have to sort of be up here because, well, does it make sense? See, if the tree is upside down, it's a little bit, I feel like that's weird because all of these animals aren't upside down. They're just facing the right direction. So I'm not sure if I can get these trees in without it being a little bit crazy. All right, guys, I'm calling it here. I think that if I add even one more thing, the entire thing's gonna explode. So I need to stop now. Although I'm pleasantly surprised with how cohesive the whole thing feels. I was worried with all the different illustration styles and the colors that it was gonna feel disjointed, but I actually think because of the composition and how it's all centered around the earth and it's radiating in sort of a specific way, I think that that's tying it all together in a really cool way. I hope that you enjoyed watching this process and watching this piece come together. It's definitely a lot more elements than I usually use, but I'm glad that I did it because I'm really happy with the result. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you next time. Bye!